In this video, we are talking about CSS padding. Okay, so to start with that, we have to add our HTML structure. Then inside our body, let's make use of div. Then inside the div, let me write let's say let me write okay. No, let me just write anything. Let me say let me say hello hello everyone. Yeah, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Okay, let me just use um this simple sentence. Okay, so this is our div now is outputting in the browser. Okay, so we'll be using an external CSS to style this element, which is this div. Okay, but before we proceed with our external CSS, we have to link it with our index.html. So to do that, we have to type in link, then inside our href, search for the folder where you store your CSS file. Mine is inside CSS folder. Then inside the CSS folder, you see my style.css. So we select that. Okay, it's now linked. Okay, so to do the padding, most of the time, the padding, almost all the time, padding is always mostly visible inside the border. Okay, when an element is inside the border, that is where padding comes to play most of the time. For instance, now let's use element selector, so which is div. Let's use div. Okay, inside this div now, let's use let's say border. Say border. Say inside this border, let me use 1em solid 1em solid. What am I typing? Solid. Okay, yeah, you can see this solid is too much. The thickness is too much. Let me reduce it to 0.3. Let me see how it looks. Okay, this one is okay in a way, but I don't think it's enough for me. Let me do something again. Let me increase the number of tests inside this place. Okay, let me increase the number of tests inside this my div, so it will to have more tests inside. Let me say okay, let me say after using hello everyone, or let me use lowering. Let me not waste my time, and let me use lowering. Let me use a London words. Let me say 40 words. Okay, yes, this is what I want. Okay, so it's now inside our div. So we have now given it a border. Okay, so what padding does is that it does the same thing with margin. Margin is the elements between spacing between the elements and the edge of the browser. This padding now is between it gives space between the border and the element itself. Okay, so to do that, let me start from top. Okay, here is so close to the border. Let me start from this side. Okay, and here is left. Okay, let me say okay, let me say padding here is left, padding left. Let me say let me say 30 pixels. You can see it space out, it gives space from the edge of the border to the other side. Okay, then let me duplicate this and add other, because I will need top, bottom, and the lights. Okay, let me also add one. So let me say padding left. Okay, no, let me use padding right. Let me pad this area as well. Let me padding right. Okay, you can see that it have equal space in the both side. So I want this text to be centralized inside this our border. Okay, to do that, let me say padding top, padding top, padding top. You can see that I'm using 30 30 30 30. See the equal space in the two side of the top and the two side. Let me also do the bottom. Okay, on the bottom, on this side, let me use this one. Let me say button, padding button. Okay, you can see now this our text now is now centralized inside this border. You can see that it's no longer what is it called? It's no longer close to the border of the to its border. The padding separates it from, gives it white space right around, all around. Okay, so that is how padding work. Let me just give it a background so it will look more better. Let me say background. Use background color. Should I use Azure? Azure maybe okay. Azure, but it's not that visible. Let me use a color that will be very visible. Let me say let me use sky blue, which is FF ash. Let me use ash FF. Okay, I think it's zero FFF 4F. Yeah, I think this one makes sense. This one makes sense. This is an aqua. This is an aqua color. If you don't want to use this hexadecimal way of writing the color, you can just type in aqua here. You will see the same color. Let's do it. Let's not confuse. Let me not bring more confusion here with this hexadecimal color. Let me use aqua. Aqua will still give you the same color. Say aqua. Here is the aqua to still give you the same color. Okay. Now this is how CSS padding. This is how it works. Okay, so you can if you can um if you can understand it this way, I think it's better. Then I don't think this padding is too okay for me. Let me do something in the pad. Let me use this border. Let me use what is it called again? Inserts. I think inserts will make more sense. Inserts is okay, but it's not that visible. Let me, what about outsets? Perfect. I think it looks somehow like a bit, it looks a bit like a 3D, and it's not that visible. So let me make it a bit visible. Let me use what is it called again? Border that border styling. That border style. Border style. No, it's supposed to be border color, not border style. Border color. Let me give it. Should I use brown? How will brown look like? It makes a bit sense now. I think the outset makes the this thing looks like a bit like a 3D background, a 3D border. I think it's more better this way. Okay, this is it for padding. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.